Hey, welcome back to another walkthrough. For this walkthrough, we're going to look at PowerPoint Chapter 5G, Jazz Origins. Let's begin. Let's go ahead and download our materials. I know there's a lot of materials, but make sure you click on each one. Do not download all files. Once you've downloaded all the files, go ahead and click on your student file and enable editing. So for the first thing we want to do, we're going to go ahead and click on slide 2 here from our slide selector. And we're going to come up here to our slides grouping under our home tab. Click on new slides, and we want 2 of these. So I'm going to click on it once and click on title and content twice. So now we have 2 title and content slides. For step number 3, it wants us to click on slide number 3, and it wants us to insert a picture Jazz 2. So I'm going to come over here to my placeholder. I'm going to click on this icon that says Pictures. And I'm going to click on my Downloads folder. And there it is, Jazz 2. I'm going to click on it and hit Insert. And notice that it puts the picture in for me. It opens up my Design Ideas over here on the side. If it doesn't open up your Design Ideas, you can come to the Design tab and click on the Design Ideas tab here. And it wants us to select the title next to slide. Picture on the left and the title on the right. So we're going to click on this one right here. Once we've added that in, for step number 4, it wants us to click on slide number 4. And we want to add another picture, so let's go ahead and click on our picture icon here. And we're going to select picture Jazz 3. So I'm going to click on Jazz 3 and hit Insert. From my Design tab here, it wants me to click on the piano, the first one with the picture on the left, title on the right. For step number 5, it wants us to go back to slide number 1. It wants us to click on Jazz Music. It wants us to highlight Jazz Music. It wants us to change the color, so we're going to come up here to our font group. Click on the arrow next to the red A, and under standard colors, let's go ahead and select the second one over, red. It also wants us to change the font size to 72, so I'm going to click the down arrow and select 72 for the font size. Now it wants me to click on subtitle and type in origins and elements. Make sure you use the and sign. And once you've typed that in, go ahead and highlight it. It wants us to come up here to the font group. It wants us to select the same red color, so I'm going to click on the red under standard colors. And it wants me to change the font size to 48. Once I've got these put in, I'm going to go ahead and click up here in a blank space just to deselect them. And it wants me to insert a background picture. So I'm going to come to the Design tab here. From the Design tab, I'm going to come over here to Customize and we'll click Format Background. From Format Background, I want to click on Picture or Texture Fill. And where it says Picture Source, I'm going to hit Insert and From File. And I'm going to select Jazz 4, hit Insert. There it is, there's our picture. We want to change the position, so we're going to come over here to our Format Background where it says Offset Top. We're going to change it to -20%. So hover over Offset Top, highlight it, type in -20 and hit Enter. Notice how it makes it a little bit more appropriate. Now we're going to click on slide number 2. We're going to go ahead and click on our picture. If we haven't closed out of it, our picture sidebar should still be here. If not, you can right click on the picture and hit Format Picture, which will bring it up. We want to set the position, so we're going to go ahead and click on this icon, which is our size and properties. We're going to click on Position, and we're going to change the horizontal position to 5. And the vertical position we're going to leave at 0. And we also want to change the brightness, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this picture icon right here. Under Picture Corrections, I'm going to change the brightness to 20%. Now it wants me to insert a text box to the left of the image, so I'm going to come to my Insert tab. Under my Insert tab, under my text grouping, I'm going to click on Text Box. And it doesn't make a difference where I make it. I'm just going to click here and drag and make a text box. And I want to type in origin, hit enter. Type in late 19th century. Hit enter, and then type in New Orleans, comma space, Louisiana. Once I type that in, I want to go ahead and highlight it. And I want to come up here to my Home tab, and I'm going to change the font size to 32. Once I've highlighted it, I'm going to come over here to my Format Shape. And under Position, I want to change this to 0.5 for the horizontal position. And I want to change the vertical position to 2. Now for slide number 3, I'm going to go ahead and click on slide number 3. Alright, so now on slide number 3, I'm going to click to add a title. I'm going to type in Musical Origins. Once I've typed in Musical Origins, I'm going to click on the picture. Once I click on the picture, I'm going to come up here to my Picture Format tab. Under Adjust, where it says Color, I want to do a color tone of 4700K, this first one right here. I also want to give it a soft edges effect, so I'm going to come over here to my picture effects, and I'm going to click on soft edges, and I want to do 25 point right here. So notice how I now have like a little blue background. It's got a little bit of fuzziness going around it. Now I want to add a text box to the right of the image, so I'm going to go ahead and come up here to my Insert tab. I'm going to come under my text grouping. I'm going to click on Text Box. I'm just going to go ahead and highlight a text box right up here, and I'm going to type in Work Songs. Hit enter. Type in Hymns. Hit enter. Type in Sorrow Songs. Hit enter and type in Spirituals. Once I have all these typed up, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the words. I'm going to change the font size to 28% or 28, so I'm going to change it to 28. And I'm going to position the text box. I'm going to come over here to my Format Shape, click on this little box right here. I'm going to change the horizontal position to 7. Hit enter. And I want to change the vertical position to 2. Now I know this doesn't look quite right, but unfortunately I am following the directions, and this is so far how it's wanted it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave this here for now. We might fix it a little bit later. If not, yours may look a little differently. Let's go ahead and move on to step number 11. So I'm going to go ahead and click on slide number 4. In slide number 4, I'm going to click to add a title. I'm going to type in Elements. I'm going to go ahead and click on the picture. It wants me to apply a plus 30% brightness on the picture, so my format pane is still open. I'm going to click on this little icon here, and I'm going to change the brightness to plus 30. So I'm going to highlight this and just type in the plus sign and hit 30. So once I attain this to plus 30, I want to change the picture shape to flowchart. So I'm going to come up here to my size grouping under my picture format. I'm going to click on crop, crop to shape, and I want to find the one that says flowchart, alternate process. So I'm going to go to flowchart, and I'm going to find the one that says alternate process, which is the second one over. Notice how it gives it cuts off the corners a little bit, rounds them out. It wants me to add a picture border, so I'm going to come over here to my picture border under my picture format tab. It wants me to do under theme colors, third column, last row. So 1, 2, third column, last row. So it looks like this light gray. Background to darker 90%. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And it wants me to change the line weight, so I'm going to click on picture border again, where it says weight. I want to change it to 4.5, and notice how it puts a nice thick border around it. It wants me to add a text box to the right, so I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to click on Text Box. I'm just going to go ahead and draw a text box over here in the right hand side. I'm going to type in Blue Notes and Swing. hit enter, type in polyrhythmic, or polyrhythm. Hit enter and type in, I'm not sure what that word is, SYNCOPATION. So once I've typed in those 4 words, I want to go ahead and highlight them and change the font size to 28. So I'm going to come to my home tab, change the font size to 28. It wants me to change the position, so I'm going to come over here to my position. I'm going to change it to 6.5 on the horizontal, and I'm going to change it to 1.5 on the vertical. And that one looks a little bit nicer. It looks like it puts it where it needs to be. Let's go ahead and go back to slide number 1. Under slide number 1, it wants us to insert audio that will automatically start playing, or start automatically and hide during show. So I'm going to go ahead and come up to the Insert tab. Under the Insert tab, under the Media group, I'm going to click on Audio and Audio on my PC. I'm going to go to my Downloads folder, and there it is, my Jazz Audio. I'm going to click on it and hit Insert. It wants me to position the icon at the horizontally, so I'm going to come over here to my Format Picture here. I'm going to click on my Shape and Position. I want to change the horizontal position to 11, and I want to change the vertical position to 6. Notice how it puts it down here in the corner for me. I also want to come up to my Playback tab here, and I want to change it to start automatically. And I also want to put a check mark that says hide during show. So now that we're done, we can go ahead and review it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to our slideshow, and we're going to hit from beginning. And it should play some music for you. And you can click through and look at all of the slides. Once you've gone through all the slides, let's go ahead and go to the Insert tab. We're going to insert a header footer. We're going to insert them on the notes and handouts. We're going to do a date and time. We're going to make sure it says fixed. Let's go ahead and put a dot next to fixed. It wants us to put a page number in there, so make sure page number is check marked. And then in the footer, let's go ahead and put a check mark next to footer. Type in 5G _ jazz _ origins and hit apply to all. And we want to add in our document properties. We're going to go to our file tab. Under our file tab, under our info group, under tags, let's type in lowercase jazz, comma, space, origins. And that's it. We are done. Let's go ahead and hit the save button. I'm a little disappointed that it didn't have us change slide number 3, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and hit the save button. Let's see if it gives us any points off. Let's go ahead and minimize this. Close out of our downloading starting materials. We'll upload our file. I'm going to go to my downloads folder. There it is, my PowerPoint. I'm going to hit open, upload, and submit for grading. I'm going to close out of this. Let's see how I did. I want to click on my 3 dots and hit view submissions. And it looks like I got 100%. I may have to contact Pearson to find out why slide number 3 looks so wonky. But if you followed me and you got a lower grade, feel free to go back and fix up your mistakes and turn it in for a better grade. I'm going to start working on our next PowerPoint, and like always, have a wonderful day.